how are my other guys doing for health? Do I have to suicide to get everyone up? That's the thing, it kind of takes a little while to switch between guys, and I'm kind of impatient, so I just never think to do it. I'll just like stick with one guy for as long as possible and do as little character switching as possible. There's health pickups in this level actually, so I don't really need to suicide to restore my character's health. It's dangerous here. The desert currents. I am the color of this text is kind of hard to read against like this similarly colored desert background. Man, just so many little things about this game that are like just irritating me. It's and I guess to go back on the positives, it's a neat idea for a game. It's not quite the like Castlevania style, like, you know, open world sort of non-linear big open spaces type game. It's kind of more, the levels are designed more as like levels in a traditional platformer. It's just one stage after another, a bit of branching paths here and there, but other than that, it's kind of designed more like a traditional action shoot-'em-up platformer game, which is cool actually. To be honest, I kind of prefer that style of like really like focused, well-designed linear levels over like the sort of Castlevania style directionless, go through every area back and forth multiple times. I don't know, it's just like a really well-designed linear level is just more fun to play in my opinion than these sort of kind of generic, how to describe this? It's like basically comparing the levels in actually Castlevania Symphony of the Night had pretty cool level design, but like the Game Boy Castlevanias were less good in my opinion. So like comparing like the Game Boy Castlevania levels or the castles in those games to the original NES Castlevanias, it's like the original NES games you have. It's like the positioning of the enemies is like really important to the challenge level of the game. That's like the whole thing is like these, like the terrain layout combined with the enemy placement to make for like some really specifically tailored challenges for you to overcome, whereas the sort of Metroidvania school of Castlevania level is more of a... I should not be using... Damn it. I hit select to change characters, but didn't come up in time. Man, I was saying I was going to use sub-tanks, and I haven't done that. Okay, this is... honest to God, I'm going to get him this time, for sure. Anyways, I was talking about Castlevania levels for some reason. Like, what the heck? Maybe I should talk... What was I? I'm sorry, I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the Game Boy Castlevania, the Game Boy Advance is like open world Metroidvania game, Castlevania games, where it seemed sort of less focused on like really specific like positioning and terrain-based challenges, and it's more just like really open rooms with a few enemies scattered loosely throughout them. And it's not really the sort of game where every hit is significant. It's like Castlevania, like the original NES Castlevanias, 1 and 3 at least. You can take like a really limited number of hits before you die, so it's like those really those tightly designed levels are like really... It's like every mistake matters, so you've really got to master those levels, and they're sort of designed in a way that it's tough to figure out how to get by everything, and that's the fun of it, is figuring how to get by the sort of terrain and enemy placement based challenges, whereas the Game Boy Castlevanias are really just missing that entirely. And even if they did try to design their levels that way, it wouldn't really matter, because you can just take so many hits. It doesn't really matter most of the time when you get hit. And that all relates to Xardion because it's more in the NES Castlevania style, which or at least the style of game is more like that. So in theory, the Xardion could have like really good, well-designed levels with like just terrain and enemy placement designed to challenge you and make it tough to figure out how to get by everything. So in theory, Xardion could be a game like that with the level structure that it has. It's not really a game like that. The levels so far have been kind of meh, like nothing particularly challenging or clever about the terrain and the enemy placement or anything like that. But you know, it had a chance. if it weren't so bad, it's not badly designed, or like the levels aren't like terrible. It's just they're kind of boring. There's like not much going on in them, and you can really take a lot of hits. So it doesn't really, or in theory, you can take a lot of hits if you're not an idiot and forget to switch, and you just don't pay attention to your life meter and forget to switch out your characters when they're about to die. Like, okay, Triton's done for. Oh, I didn't. Or okay, let's sub-tank this. I hope that this. Yes, good. Okay, totally gonna beat this boss now. And if he gets low, we probably don't want to waste 2 sub-tanks on this guy. There might be. There, that wasn't so bad. That was a decent boss. Kudos to whatever company made this game. I really should have looked that up before I recorded this. That's not the end of Hollow Sphere. That's the end of the first stage of whatever this planet is called. So, yeah, this went on a bit longer than I intended it to. I kind of thought I'd divide it up into, like, segments of one planet at a time. So, I'm gonna call it here. So yeah, hopefully this has been at least a bit interesting for you all all 2 or 3 of you at best watching, hearing me, I guess, talk about this, express my reaction to this game, sort of as I'm playing it blind, sort of evaluating what basically a review in process, kind of, with the occasional diversion into Castlevania level design for some reason. Anyways, hopefully this hasn't been terrible for you. It's kind of fun for me. I think I'm gonna keep on with the LP thing, and certainly at least I'm gonna finish up this LP with no more rambling. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.